Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello. In this video, I will explain the new edition of MusicDoll. Character Lip Action Processing Flow. It requires the use of several open source projects. I'll go through them in order. The general process is like this. Once we have the original sound source, separate the voice first. This step requires the use of the MSST WebUI open source project. After the vocal separation, then use another open source project, Rhubarb Lip Sync. Use it to generate a JSON file of the mouth shape according to the human voice. Finally, we will load this file with the Unreal or Blender plugin. Generate lip animation on the character. Of course, before loading, we also need to generate a mapping table. It is the mapping of the deformation animation on the character corresponding to each lip shape. Morph animation refers to the shape key or morph target. We're going to edit this mapping table. Then the plugin knows which tracks to write the data to. This is the general process. I will explain it in stages. The first stage, separating the vocal audio, I have done a video before, specifically on how to integrate MSST into my workflow. I will put a link to that video in the video description. You can just watch that video. Audio source loading, selection model, then perform the separation operation. In the second stage, that's the JSON file that generates the lip movements. We need to use an open source library called Rhubarb Lip Sync. Open the link and have a look. The instructions for this library are quite long. I'll just summarize what it does. And what it does actually is this spreadsheet. A mouth chart, there will be detailed instructions in the table. What kind of sound is each mouth shape making? The main task of this project is to use a command line to process the WAV file obtained earlier. Then directly generate a JSON file. This file contains lip data. We can take a look at its format. Look down. This is its JSON file demonstration. You can see there's a timeline data inside. Just below the mouth cues field, when does it start and when does it end? Which lip shape did you use? The unit of time here is seconds. And that corresponds to that lip pattern that we saw earlier. So we're finally done with the human voice audio. We'll get a file like this. Next, we need to create a mapping table for the mouth shape and deformation animation. The mouth shape description of the previous item. I translated it into Chinese. X is to do nothing and close your mouth. A to H have their corresponding sounds. The corresponding music notes will be listed here. And the general mouth shape. If the shape key on the character we got is in English, then it's relatively easy to handle. We can tell the corresponding sound by looking at the name. But we got more MMDs in Japanese. So I asked DeepSeek. It makes a suggestion. This is the table that corresponds the lip shape to the Japanese shape key name, because I can't pronounce Japanese. So I don't know how to pronounce these things, but we can follow the form. And I'm going to demonstrate that. What I did with Sing-Along's model I'm going to open the model file now. Okay, we've now opened the file. Now select the character model. Click Data on the right. This little green triangle. We can see all the shape keys on the model. For the convenience of viewing, I will zoom out a little here. I opened the empty text file, by the way, used to record which shape key was finally selected. First, let's take a look at it. Says to use this thing that looks like an. Let's look for it. This is the one. Let's take a look at its description. It corresponds to PBM. Let's see if the mouth shape looks like it. It's okay. I can only say it's okay. Then we'll copy the name. Then let's take a look at B. Corresponds to KST. Let's find this word. There are several. It should be different strengths. Take a look at this first. This is too big. It's a big one. Then let's use this one. Next, we look ATC, speak. A. This metal-like character. Let's give it a try. To be honest, the mouth is a bit big. I think something like this will do. If I don't want to use a shape key directly, I just want to use at this strength, how to do it. We can click the little arrow here to generate a new kanban. Then we go to reset the original value to 0. Remember here, the original shape key should be returned to 0. The new shape key below is what we need. See what sound it corresponds to. A. Let's call it A. Okay, let's make a note. This is how we customize the shape key. And then there's this big mouth shape. Let's take a look. It is recommended to use this shape key, but I think it's a bit too big. This size is okay. Then let's give it a name. It's pronounced A, so let's use here, letters A. We use it to generate a new shape key. Return the original to 0. If you don't return to 0, you will find that your mouth is very open. Hey, where have you been? Oh, there it is. We call it A. Next, let's take a look at the micro round mouth A. It recommends this shape key. This O is round enough. Then let's use it. I think it's okay. Then a pouting UW. I'll see which one it is. I'll look again. I can't remember this Japanese. Here it is. This is okay. It looks like the mouth shape when pronouncing the U sound. Then we use it. Next is to send F and V. It says to use this, then open mouth horizontally. Let's try mixing. Choose this. Open mouth horizontally. Find the shape key with the mouth open. This is a bit like F. If you make a V sound, I think it will work too. So let's use this one, and we'll mix it up like this. Build a new combine. Call it FV. And then we zero that back down. Remember to return to 0 every time. If it doesn't return to 0, by then the shape that comes out will be a mess. Okay, now let's take a look. The last one is L. It is recommended to use this PAI plus tongue expansion. Let's take a look. The mouth should be this big. You need to stick the character's tongue out. To be honest, the tongue can't see very well. Tongue under teeth. This should be what the L sound looks like. That's it. Okay, let's build a new one. We call it L. It's easier to understand the name I gave you. You can tell what sound to send at a glance. I don't understand this Japanese. Comparison headache. Okay. Next, we need to re-export the character model. This is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, the shape key corresponding to the 7 sounds. The work I just did. Creating a mapping table. Check each shape and then select the corresponding shape key. Next, we use the plugin to write the action data to the track. We can do it in both software. One is Blender. One is Unreal. I wrote 2 plugins. In Blender is Hippo's Lip Sync. Hippo Lips in Sync. The name is simple and rude. Its address is in the description. You can download it directly. After downloading, package the lip sync add-in directory into a zip file. Then drag it into the Blender interface. You can install it directly. After selecting a character, press N to bring up the sidebar. Let's find the plugin. And when you open it up, the interface is very simple. An initialization function. Then there is a form to fill out. Let's click on the initialization first. Then save it. Then we go to fill out the form. Okay, we filled out the mapping table. Now I want a data to test it. Which one to test? Let me take a look. I'll just take a piece of data that we have. This is Barbara singing on the harp. Copy this address. Okay, we clicked apply. Zoom out the timeline. We can see that a lot of keyframes have been added. Change the end frame. Add the audio track before playing. Otherwise, we can't hear what's going on with it. Okay, let's play.
Near Banbridge Town in the county down one morning last July, down a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet to the crown of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I shook myself for to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met in the county down.
To be honest, I found some mouth shapes strange when I saw them. That's the process in Blender. Blender is relatively simple. I need to deal with the model in Unreal. Put the character model I just exported. Re-import in Unreal. Then use the MusicDoll plugin to complete the same task. Okay, I'm going to do the preparations now.
2 hours later.
I just finished my preparations. I reloaded the character model. After loading, we can see it here, morph target after update. Pay attention to these. This is the morphing target we manually added. So this model has been updated successfully. Next is the general flow of MusicDoll, generating animation. KeyRipple can refer to the special tutorial series for the process of generating animations, and I won't go into that. We are now switching to animation mode. Then open the MusicDoll interface of. Why is it the way it is? Oh, it doesn't load the control rig. I'm going to load the control rig. We come to the fourth interface. This is the new lip sync interface of MusicDoll. It functions the same as the Blender plugin. It will be relatively troublesome to operate. We need to click Initialize first. After initialization, you can't do anything else. But to go to the character's control rig, go and recompile it. It will actually take effect. Need to recompile. After compiling, you will find that there is one more variable here. It's a lip sync mapping table. We can now fill in the mapping table. Okay, let's save it. Next, click Copy Mapping to Rig. It will be based on the mapping table. Generate some animation channels under the character's Canto rig. In the sequencer, find the lip sync control. It seems that it needs to be saved before it can take effect. It's out now. These are the channels of morph targets. Next, we test. I try it with the price of love. Let's generate the lip animation first. Okay, generation is over. We can take a look. Under the lip sync, here is the generated lip data. Of course, you can't just play and sing with your mouth. We're going to generate performance. Okay, I have KeyRipple open now. Choose Site. Other parameters directly use the default value. Then go to the MIDI file. Is it not in this directory? Here it is. This can be done without choosing quantized music notes. We can switch over to Unreal first. Add the audio track, by the way. Okay, the animation should be almost finished. It has been generated. We copy the results, then paste it here. Generate. Let's see the effect now.
还记得年少时的梦吗？
I remember, I missed the process. We're going to open the character's control rig. I forgot to apply the data from the animation channel morph targets. This is our audio track, and the data is written in it, but it's no use just writing here. Create an item array first, then add a node. Apply float to channel 2 curve. We do the same thing with animating musical instruments. Also, use this node. Then we need to apply it. I'll add another pin here. Start play.
永远不凋零的花，陪我经过了风吹雨打，看世事无常，看沧桑变化，那些为爱所付出的代价，是永远都难忘的啊，所有真心的痴心的话，仍在我心中。虽然没有他，走吧，走吧，人总有学着自己长大。走吧，走吧，人生难免经历苦痛挣扎。走吧，走吧。自己的心找一个家，一次伤心流泪，一次黯然心碎，这是爱的代价。
Okay. The whole process is basically like this. So I integrated this workflow. But I still have to say, this lip sync doesn't seem to support Chinese very well. If there is a better way to generate lip sync files, I'd love to try it. At present, it can only be said that the infrastructure has been built. If you are interested, you can try it. KeyRipple and all these plugins are free. I will also put the address of the open source warehouse below the video introduction. How do you feel after watching it? You can leave me a message.
5 hours later.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. When I was testing the previous open source projects, I asked AI, by the way, is there any similar open source library And then he recommended me a lip movement generation project. I found that this one is more detailed than the original one, Cherry Lip Sync. I'll just call it a cherry. The previous one, if you use the translation plugin, it will be called Rhubarb. Rhubarb Lip Sync. This is called a cherry. I'll call it cherries. Cherry Lip Synchronization Project. It's very similar to Rhubarb. Let's just pull it down and look at the lip chart. Rhubarb is only a 2H. Then an X. And what about this cherry? 3 more, IJK. It also has a picture here. Tell you what each mouth shape should look like. And of course, this is a 2-dimensional lip shape. We can refer to it to complete the choice of morph target or shape key. And the final output is very simple. It looks like this. Time ahead. The back is the mouth shape. Is this the format? Therefore, I have extended the plugin a bit. Whether it is an Unreal plugin or a Blender plugin, all support new formats. The usage is actually the same as before. The interface here has not changed. It's just these 3 more keys. Then it's still the same operation. You can generate or pick the shape keys corresponding to these 3 new keys. In addition, I updated a document. Describe what these 3 keys mean. The first few keys, cherries and rhubarb, are exactly the same. There are 3 more keys. There is a subtle difference. You can refer to the documentation to add the same way you animate it. We can take a look. Generate animated effects with a new format.
还记得年少时的梦吗？像朵永远不凋零的花，陪我经过了风吹雨打，看世事无常，看沧桑变化，那些为爱所付出的代价，是永远都难忘的啊。所有真心的、痴心的话，仍在我心中，虽然已没有它。
I feel the cherries are slightly better than the previous rhubarb. Now both formats are compatible. The file generated by cherries is suffixed with TSV. The file generated by rhubarb is suffixed with JSON. No matter which file you choose, the program will parse according to the format. Alright, here's a clip from the remake. Thanks for watching. See you next time.